Hey there, and welcome to our brief playlist all about scholarships. We've had so many institutions, schools, organizations reach out to us asking for some kind of resource that they can point students to, or that they can play in class or during an organization's meeting where they can give them some tips on scholarships. And so that's what we created this playlist for. Now, before you get into those videos, I want to just touch on what will be covered in the playlist, why it'll be helpful, and how to really utilize this resource to maximize the results. Now, first and foremost, my name is Jon Pearson, founded the scholarship system a decade ago, which is crazy. And since then, we've actually helped families secure almost $13 million in scholarships. Now, it started from my own experience of graduating debt-free and actually receiving overage checks to pay for my college education. So I actually was able to study abroad. I got an overage check to study abroad. When my laptop broke, I had an overage check to cover that. So I really maximized the scholarship process to make sure that not only did I not have to borrow money, my parents didn't have to pay any money, but I could actually make money. Now, when it comes to applying to scholarships, schools, organizations, it's amazing that you guys want to point students in this direction, or if you guys are students, it's amazing that you're considering doing this work. This can literally be life-changing. When we're talking about paying back money that we borrow for an education, a lot of students, I think, assume that they'll be paying their student loans for 5, maybe 10 years. But the scary thing is actually, students these days, on average, pay for 21 years. So that means if you borrow to pay for college, you will probably have to send a large chunk of your paycheck every single month for 12 payments a year for 21 years on average. We've seen parents that have teenagers and the parents are still paying on their debt. So does that mean we never want to borrow? If that's the only way we can go, of course, there's a time and a place, and we have videos explaining how to calculate an ROI of a degree and how to calculate what our loan payments will be. But that said, it just shows the importance of avoiding that student debt as much as we can. Now, the good thing with scholarships, it does not matter if you've found this resource and we have a few years until college, or we're heading there this fall, or even if we're already in college. I applied for scholarships starting my junior year in high school and every year thereafter, all the way throughout my college years. My last check that I won, I cashed on the way home from college graduation. Yes, you heard me correctly. That was not a mistake. It was not senior graduation. I cashed a check on the way home from college graduation for a cash award that I won in my senior year. So that said, it is never too early to start this process, but it is also never too late. And as you can see, it is something that can be done every single semester, every single school year. Now, you might be hearing that thinking, oh gosh, that sounds like a lot of work. But the good news is this: if you can create a system, hence the scholarship system, if you can really create an organized system and fine-tune our materials and write a winning essay, we can reuse a lot of it and we can save time. So that means as the years continue, our wins can go up, but our efforts can go down because we're able to just rinse and repeat a lot of our applications. I'll never forget, I interviewed one of our winners. He got $79,000 in scholarships by the end of senior year, and he fully planned to continue applying. But he told me about one of his wins. It was $500, which might not sound like a lot, but he only took 30 minutes to submit that application. How? Because he had an essay that already won, and he was able to just tweak it a little bit, submit his basic info, and boom, done. So in 30 minutes, he made $500. That is an amazing hourly rate, if I can say so myself. Believe me, he is not the only one. The other cool story is that we've had students that apply to scholarships and they're the only applicant. There truly is money out there that students do not apply for. In fact, we just had a scholarship last week reach out to us because their deadline is approaching and they have very few applicants. And so we sent it to our members in the scholarship system, and we've won it multiple years because of it. So it's just a matter of knowing where to look, how to identify legitimate scholarships that have less competition, and really fine-tuning our scholarship materials. So that said, In this playlist, we're going to give you really a roundabout experience throughout paying for college. You're going to get a video about the 3 types of financial aid because this is extremely important. We've seen students where they accidentally borrowed money without even realizing it, so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. I mentioned cash awards earlier. These are a little bit different than scholarships. We explain the difference between that and grants and work study. Then we get into more of a detailed approach on the different types of scholarships. What's the difference between ones from the government or ones from the universities or one from banks? There are so many different institutions that give out money, and we want to make sure that we tap into as many as possible. That is how we really get to that free ride. Then we're going to share a video with you all about not getting scammed. So how to identify legitimate scholarships. This is one of the biggest reasons I see students quitting the scholarship process. It's not because they don't want to apply, it's because they keep accidentally applying to scams or to sweepstakes. I have a whole video showing you how to identify legitimate scholarships versus the scams so that you don't waste time on the wrong ones. And by the way, I'm speaking from personal experience here. I wasted most of my junior year applying to ones that were not legitimate. So I've been there. If you're doing it, don't feel bad because I've done it too, and you can still turn it around. Then we share a video all about scholarship essay tips because, of course, that is one of the most important steps when it comes to applying for scholarships. Now, if you hear this and say, oh gosh, I hate writing, that's okay. We have a 3-step method in the scholarship system that's all about how to write an essay creatively, even if you hate writing. So we've got lots of tips in that scholarship essay video for you to help just alleviate your mind, but also show you how to write a competitive essay for scholarships. I will say that scholarship essays are an art. They are not just a term research paper. So it does require a little bit of a different approach than, say, a history paper. So that's why we need to learn what to do. And lastly, and possibly most importantly, we have a video all about student loans. I want to make sure that you understand what borrowing means and what money is out there. Like I mentioned, I've seen students that accidentally borrowed money thinking that it was debt-free and being shocked when the payments started. So we want to make sure that you understand what kind of loans are out there, how interest works, and just have a quick 10, 12-minute overview of student loan debt as well. Now, that said, if you want to learn more beyond this, I do have a free webinar. You can go to thescholarshipsystem.com/free webinar, where I cover exact search methods and we talk about our program, the scholarship system. But these videos in this playlist should be a solid start for most students and organizations that are interested in pursuing a debt-free degree. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe because we're always releasing new videos. So there are even more beyond what's in this playlist, but I know this will be a great start. All right, I'll see you in the videos.